Setting goals is a popular topic, especially around the beginning of each year. There are courses and webinars, books, blog posts, articles galore that will tell you the right way to set goals. You've probably heard that SMART goals is the answer: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. And that's all well and good. It is wise to make sure that you set out goals that sort of fit into this mnemonic framework. But a SMART goal is still just an idea unless you create a system and a framework for achieving it. So, whatever goal you set out to achieve, the work isn't really done until you add some more stuff to that equation. Remember, when doing this, that achieving the goal isn't really the objective. It's about improving yourself and your performance so you become the person who achieves the goal. And that's really about setting up the daily practices that move you toward the goal, so that those practices become habit. And when you've developed that habit, then you become the person who succeeds at the things you set out to do. So your goals don't just need to be smart. They need to be the smartest goals possible. Yes, the goals are specific and measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. But they also have to be emotion-driven. If your goal isn't inspiring, if it doesn't get you excited to just think about it, if it doesn't tie into some powerful emotional feeling from deep inside, you risk it becoming sort of stale over time. And what do you do with things that are stale? Well, yeah, out they go. But when your goals are inspiring, you dream about them. You think about them when you're awake, and they get you excited and motivated. So be sure to figure out what it is about the goal that excites you and tap into that and the emotionally driven aspect of your goals. Because when you have clarity on those things and you start laying out goals that align with them, you're going to experience some really powerful feelings: joy, excitement, inspiration, gratitude, love, you name it. And with those feelings underlying your actions, your likelihood of sticking to your plan through the inevitable hard work is much, much higher. So connect the emotions you'll feel when you've attained your goal. Try to envision and visualize and experience those feelings as though you've already reached the goal, and imprint that feeling on your thoughts about the goal itself. The more you can do to connect those things, the better. So every time you think goal, you feel that emotion. Now, to work best, your goal also needs to be system-driven. For goals to be really attainable, you have to not just have the idea in your mind, but there also has to be a method for achieving them. And that method or system has to be laid out plainly and simply, so steps that you need to take are plainly laid out in front of you. And your goal needs to be trigger started. When you set up your goals and you have these systems in place, you next have to have something that they're tied to that will trigger your action to do the things in question. So say you decide to set a goal of losing, 10 pounds in 2 months. It's a SMART goal. It's specific, right? It's 10 pounds, 2 months, measurable. We can measure your weight. Attainable, probably. Relevant, always relevant to lose weight. And timely. We have a 2-month time frame. But is it exciting? Well, losing weight itself might not be all that exciting. But if what it's really about is looking good in that swimsuit come summertime, or feeling healthier so you can enjoy the activities that you love, or about attracting a partner or whatever, you can find the excitement that comes from achieving the goal. So what you want to do is attach the goal in your mind to the feeling you'll experience when you attain it, and really latch on to that feeling. That is the reward that will drive you. Okay, so you've got a smart, exciting goal, but now you need to have a method. And yes, I know the system for losing weight is pretty clearly laid out for us, right? Consume fewer calories and burn more through exercise. But let's be more precise and actionable, shall we? So one of your systems or methods is to consume fewer calories. So we can plan out specific menus in advance, so we're not deciding what to eat when we're hungry. So you plan your menu, and now the system requires that you have the healthy, nutritious foods on hand to eat when the time comes. So you have to make a trip to the store, and then you have to prepare the foods, and so on. So here's what the system really looks like. You're going to determine the menu, shop for groceries, prepare foods for each meal, and consume. So here's another example. So you have a similar system for burning more calories, right? So suppose that's to go for a daily run. Break it down into a system. Put on running clothes, warm up and stretch, and then run. But Does having this system all laid out like this make it happen on its own? Well, probably not, unless you have a trigger. So, what might be a trigger to get you to do the run? Well, if you're going to run first thing in the morning, then there's a good chance it's waking up, or more likely, your alarm waking you up. If it's after work, then maybe it's leaving work or arriving at home. The point is, habits have to have triggers, and you're going to try to make these goal achievement systems into habits. You brush your teeth when you get up and before bed, right? Do you think about it or do you just do it? The events that you're involved in sort of automatically trigger the brushing of the teeth, right? So that's what we want to do here with our goals. So for each of your goals, figure out how to connect it to an emotion and to really feel the excitement that achieving it will bring you. Make sure it has a system or a method attached to it so the steps are clear and unambiguous and repeatable each day. And finally, make sure that you have clearly defined triggers so that you will condition yourself to perform the action in the system automatically to make the system a habit. Now you have your smartest goals.